What's up guys, and welcome back to another video all about Super Rugby, the recap and the predictions for this upcoming weekend. I say it every time, it's getting repetitive, but what a weekend of rugby. Some surprises, once again some shocks, some interesting games, but the results didn't go the way I thought. If you guys play on Super Brew, I don't know about you guys, but I'm having the worst season ever. Last year I came back, I was doing well, but this year I think I got 3 picks right. So yeah, what an interesting season it's been. So let's get to the recap. We had the Blues versus the Hurricanes start off the tournament. Unfortunately, the Blues picked up another loss. Hurricanes just showing pure dominance, looking good as usual. They're definitely one of the top New Zealand teams out there. Blues, obviously, guys, as we know, they're having their injury issues. So I think they're gonna forget the season and focus on next year. Full team, proper team, and maybe see a better result, because they are a talented team. On paper they look fantastic, original team though, so I think hopefully they will bounce back. But yeah, good try scoring game for the Hurricanes, scoring 5 tries. Gareth, Evans, Sam, Matt, Molnaskada, and Ricky. So great stuff. Bowden Barrett kicking like a champ once again. He's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with this season, as usual, for the All Blacks. Next game, Sunwolves versus the Reds, the shock of the weekend for me. An absolutely outstanding game from the Sunwolves. Poor, good valiant effort from the Reds, but holy shit, excuse my French, but 63 points to 28 for the Sunwolves. Their first win of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Well done to the Sunwolves. I'm happy for them. Now, when a team's down and out, you want to see a surprise, and damn it, did they surprise us. Suamaki scoring 3 tries, Hayden Parker getting 1, and Grant Hutton, so very Japanese name, Grant Hutton, but anyway, scoring a try. So well done to the Sunwolves. Good to see a surprise. Hard luck Reds. Hopefully you bounce back too. I think the Reds are very similar to the Blues in the situation. Hopefully they'll bounce back. Crusaders versus the Waratahs. Firstly, credit to the Crusaders for coming back. Once again proving in New Zealand rugby you've got to play 80 minutes, because you might be ahead in the first half, but Herbert, these teams can come back and surprise us. Unfortunate for the Waratahs' sake, and why I say that is because they look good, they look strong, they're playing in Christchurch, but and no one had predicted it really. 99% of the predictions on Super Brew predicted Crusaders, and rightly so. So if they had won, we would have seen another shock like the Sunwolves. So credit to the Waratahs, but guys, in future you need to play 80 minutes, otherwise you're not going to win. Good stuff from the Crusaders, from picking up 4 tries. Amazing stuff. 4 tries also for the Waratahs. Exciting game of rugby, really truly amazing to watch. And again, credit to Crusaders, showing why they are so many time champions. Lions versus the Highlanders, tough game for the Lions. Good win from the Highlanders. I predicted that one. Actually no, I didn't, my apologies. I predicted Lions by 5, I think. So good win from but that was a risk, but good win from the Highlanders. A lot, 71% predicted it. Good tries for Lea Supawanga, Liam, Luke, Whitelock, and all those blokes. Great stuff. 39 to 27 points. A lot of high scoring points in these games, which is also exciting to see. Tries, running rugby, it's good to see. It's making me feel more excited for the Rugby Championship. Hopefully we'll give teams like the All Blacks a bit of a run for their money. Rebels versus Brumbies, another surprise result, but if we look at the current form, not really a surprise. Rebels coming away 27 to 24 4 points, winning that one. Tom English scoring 2 tries, so well done to him. Brumbies just continuing, unfortunately, a very poor season. A lot predicted the Brumbies to win, but I think just because they won every now and then, and how the downhill the Melbourne Rebels have been, I think that's why. But credit to Melbourne Rebels, maybe they're coming back. Stormers versus the Chiefs, very close, low point scoring game. One try in it in the whole game. Anton scoring a try for the Chiefs. 9 to 15 points of victory for the Chiefs. SP Marais and Damian Willems are scoring the points over penalties for the Stormers. So unfortunate loss for them. So yeah, good. Well, it's good to see a New Zealand team not smashing South African teams. So good effort from the Stormers. Hard luck, but there's a lot of talk about the referee. I know Nick Mallett had a few things to say. How can a New Zealand ref a game when your New Zealand team's playing? I tend to agree with that, and that goes for any team. Rather have a neutral ref, and obviously apparently they've gone at a claim, so it will be interesting to hear the result on that one. What are your thoughts? Did ref get involved in this game, or was that the deciding factor? Let me know in the comment section down below. And then the final game of the weekend, a disappointment for me as a Sharks supporter, but credit to the Bulls. This was actually a very good rugby game. Both teams played extremely well. The better team at the end of the day was the Bulls, and they won. Bulls coming away with 5 tries in that game, Sharks scoring 3. So Bulls were the better team, looking good, looking strong. Hopefully this is their bounce back again. Obviously they've not been bad, but they're looking a really good team. I'm really looking out for Warwick Gallant. I think he's a bloody good player. And I think he could be a future Springbok, and it's good to see Dupree picking up a try for the Sharks. Kerwin Bosch maybe showing a little bit of inexperience. He's a fantastic player, don't get me wrong, and scored a try. But I think that might be costing the Sharks a bit. But it was a great game, so I can't really fault the teams on that one. It's just one of those unfortunate things. Right, now we get to the fixtures for this weekend. Some exciting fixtures at it. Let's go with the Hurricanes versus the Reds. Unfortunately, a really predictable game, this one, with the Hurricanes. I'm going winning there on a winning streak of note, and I'm going by more than 10 points. Hurricanes picking up a victory there. Sunwolves Stormers, after Sunwolves' surprise victory last week, could we see a continued performance? Maybe not. I just don't think they are strong enough, unfortunately, for the Stormers. I just see the Stormers being the stronger team on that one. Next game up, Blues Crusaders. I want to say good stuff for the Blues, and hopefully they're picking up a win. But just on the note and the form that the Crusaders are on, I've got to go Crusaders to win. They're a stronger team. They're looking good. They're looking strong. They're looking passionate. They came back nicely against the Waratahs last week. So I think a definite win for the Crusaders on that one by 10 to 15 points. Next game, Waratahs versus Highlanders. This could be a very good game. It has the capacity to be an outstanding game. Waratahs obviously putting up a strong effort against the Crusaders last weekend. Unfortunately losing it at the end, but if they play a 90-minute game like they played last week, they could definitely beat the Highlanders. Highlanders also looking good. They had a good win against the Lions, so they're going to want to continue that momentum. But for me personally, I'm going Highlanders to win by 9 points. Let's say 7 points on that one. Highlanders to win. Next up, we have the Sharks versus the Chiefs. This is going to be a tough game, hard game for the Sharks. They're going to want to come back with a win after losing to the Blue Bulls last weekend. The Chiefs also, they had a rough end. Obviously, the talk of the referee incident, so that's going to be on the momentum for them. So it's going to be a tough game, but I'm actually going to go with my heart on this one and go Sharks to win by 3 or 5 points on that one. I think it's going to be a close game, tight game. Both teams are going to come at it, wanting to prove critics wrong. Obviously, Chiefs are going to want to bounce back from this whole talk of referee incident and all that crap, so they're going to want to move forward on that. But for me, I'm going to go take a risk again, and I've taken risks so many times. Let's hope it will work, and I'm going to go Sharks by 3 to 5 points on this one to win. Next up, Lions Brumbies. This is going to be a cracking game. I think the Lions are going to want to go into this game and pick up from where they left off, and hopefully get a win after losing last weekend to the Islanders. Brumbies are up and down. They lost not to the Reds, but they lost last weekend to the Rebels. So they're going to want to also prove a point. But for me, this is a definite Lions victory by 7 points. Both teams will give it a fight, but I think the Lions are going to be the stronger outcome. Then the final game of the weekend, the Blue Bulls versus the Jaguars. What a season that Jaguars are having. Really a dream season, showing so much strength. The coaching staff are really gelling with the players. The players are looking good. They're looking pumped, passionate. And obviously, don't forget the Blue Bulls coming off a very good win against the Sharks, scoring, I think, 5 tries, as I said earlier. So they're going to want to continue that momentum going forward and bring in the strength. But for that game, this is a hard prediction. I'm going to go with the Bulls by 4 points or 3-4 points, just on the momentum of last week's game. And who knows? I could be wrong with the Jaguars' current form and how well they're doing, but I just think the Bulls have it in them to take it all the way. It's going to be a cracking game, and I'm looking forward to it. And that's going to do it for the predictions and the recap of this weekend and past weekend's Super Rugby fixtures and recap. It's going to be a humdinger. We've seen so much excitement this season. It's really been absolutely enjoyable to watch. And when I think back of all this talk of South Africa leaving, it would really be heartbreaking, because the teams are really showing the strength that, and they're giving the New Zealand teams a run for their money, which is great to see from a South African point of view. So I'm happy for that. Watching Jaguars win in New Zealand too has been absolutely amazing. So it's creating hope for teams to maybe beat New Zealand. I'm not taking it away. New Zealand are the best team out there, and they're outstanding and fantastic. So I'll definitely be watching them as we progress this year of international rugby coming up next month. So it's going to be exciting stuff. So as usual, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all future content. I'm doing content from around the world, in Europe as well as down here in the Southern Hemisphere. We have internationals next month, guys, so make sure you subscribe. Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, I am featuring all those games and their opponents. It's going to be an absolute humdinger of a rugby season coming up, so make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Give it a like if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys real soon for another video. Thank you, and keep well. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.